in your opinion, what is the number one driver of mental disorders today that is directly related to how we're living in our modern age?
I think the biggest problem is that mental disorders are actually metabolic disorders of the brain. And as most people know, mental disorders are an escalating crisis throughout the world. They are now the leading cause of disability. And it is not a coincidence that as the rates of obesity and diabetes are skyrocketing, so too are the rates of mental disorders, all the way from anxiety to depression to bipolar disorder and even autism.
So, the same things, if I'm understanding correctly, that are making us fatter and sicker as a society are also driving mental disorders.
Absolutely.
So, talk about
Yeah. So this is a real patient. I'm going to call him Tom. But Tom had actually been a patient of mine for over 8 years at this point. Um, he had schizoaffective disorder. He was 33 years old. And schizoaffective disorder is a cross between schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. He had daily hallucinations and delusions, and he was really tormented by his illness. He was essentially a hermit. He was terrified to go out in public because he was convinced everybody was out to get him, that people could read his thoughts, people were trying to hurt him. There were these technologies that could broadcast his thoughts to everybody in the world. And this man had tried 17 different medications, but none of them stopped his symptoms. They did cause him to gain a lot of weight. And so, weighing 340 pounds, he asked for my help to lose weight. He'd already tried several other weight loss methods without success. And so, we decided to try the ketogenic diet. Within 2 weeks, not only did he start losing weight, but I began to notice a remarkable antidepressant effect in him. He started making better eye contact, uh, he was talking more, was just a lot more positive. But he was still psychotic. He was still having hallucinations and delusions. The most shocking thing to me was that at about 6 to 8 weeks into it, he spontaneously reported that his long-standing, chronic, decade-long hallucinations were going away, and that his paranoid delusions were also going away. He began to realize they weren't true and probably never had been. This man went on to lose 160 pounds now and has
wow.
kept it off to this day. But he was able to do things he hadn't been able to do since the time of his diagnosis. He was able to complete a certificate program, go out in public without being terrified and paranoid. He was able to perform improv in front of a live audience. Now, today, he actually teaches karate classes. He was able to do things that he had never been able to do, regardless of all of the treatments that he had tried in psychiatry. And that completely upended everything that I knew as a psychiatrist.